Welcome to Course 14, Organizational Structure and Stakeholder Engagement in Cybersecurity. We're about to embark on a course that digs into how your organization is structured for cybersecurity success and how effectively your people and processes collaborate to keep your digital assets secure. We're starting off with Module 1, Understanding the Organizational Structure and Roles in Cybersecurity. I am Bayedo. In this session, we're going to unpack how organizational design, clear role definition, and strategic governance directly influence the performance and resilience of any cybersecurity program. Let's begin by setting our sights on what you'll walk away with from this module. By the end of this module, you'll be able to define cybersecurity governance and explain why it's central to managing organizational risk. You'll be able to identify key cybersecurity roles and responsibilities that should be present in any security-conscious environment. You'll also be able to analyze commonly adopted governance frameworks such as NIST, ISO 27001, and COBIT, and understand when and why each is used. And finally, you understand how different organizational structures, either centralized, decentralized, or hybrid, how they impact the success or failure of a cybersecurity program. So think of this as laying the foundation. Because before we talk about tools, threat actors, or controls, we need to understand who is responsible, what their roles are, and how structure either empowers or hinders them. So now let's take a deep dive into cybersecurity governance. Let's begin to unpack what cybersecurity governance really means. Cybersecurity governance is the system by which your organization sets directions. They use that to exercise control and assign accountability for its security decisions. In the internal GPS of your security program, telling your teams where to go, how to stay on course, and who is in the driver's seat, that's the purpose of cybersecurity governance. More importantly, governance ensures that security isn't an afterthought. It's integrated with organizational goals, whether that's maintaining uptime, protecting customer trust, achieving compliance, or securing intellectual property. And here's the key insight here. Governance promotes accountability. It eliminates confusion by defining roles, documenting policies, and assigning responsibility. No more like, I thought someone else was handling it. No. Governance removes that ambiguity. Without good governance, even the best technologies and smartest people can become ineffective. So now, what are the key cybersecurity roles? Let's meet the people who bring that governance module to life. The key cybersecurity roles inside an organization is really so key because they are the ones that sit in the driver's seat. First up is the CISO, that is the Chief Information Security Officer. They are the strategic lead, the one who develops security vision and roadmap. They communicate with the executive team and ensure security is embedded in the business model. Think of them as the security architect, laying out the blueprint before construction begins. Next, we have the security engineers. Those are the builders. They design and implement security systems. Their day-to-day includes things like firewall configurations, vulnerability remediation, secure code reviews, and system hardening. Then you have SOC analysts. That's the eyes and ears of your security operations center. They monitor logs, they detect anomalies, they triage alerts, and respond to real-time threats. Without them, threats could go unnoticed until it's too late. And then we have the threat intelligence analysts who bring foresight into the mix. They research threat actors, they track global trends, they assess potential risk, and so on. If SOC analysts fight the fires, threat intelligence tells you where the sparks might come from next. Then we have the incident responders, who are your firefighters. They activate the response plan during an actual attack. They contain the threat, they lead the recovery, and perform root cause analysis so it doesn't happen again. Oh, then we have the compliance officers who ensure your security efforts meet external and internal obligations, whether it's GDPR, HIPAA, SOX, or PCI DSS. They're making sure your controls match legal and regulatory expectations. Finally, IT teams help operationalize all of this. They're implementing technical safeguards, rolling out patches, managing infrastructure, and coordinating with security. Now, imagine the chaos if these roles are not clearly defined. If people don't know who makes decisions, who escalates alerts, or who signs off on changes, you get slow response, duplicated work, and even exposed risks. That's why structure and clarity matters so much. Now, let's look at governance frameworks. Let's explore the frameworks that help structure these roles and decision-making processes. First is the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, one of the most widely adopted across both government and private sectors. It's built around 5 core functions. Number 1 is identify, which is to understand your assets, risks, and even your environment. And then protect, which is to put safeguards in place to reduce threats. And then detect, which is to spot unusual behavior very quickly. The fourth, which is to take action immediately when something goes wrong. And then very lastly is recover, which is to get systems back online and learn from the incident. The next one is ISO IEC 27001. This is the international gold standard for building and managing an information security management system, or you may call it ISMS. It's ideal for organizations looking to certify their security program, especially those dealing with global clients or sensitive data. Finally, we have COVID. It's geared towards IT governance. COVID helps align IT and security efforts with enterprise-level objectives. It's the bridge between business risk and IT risk, and often is used by leadership and audit teams to ensure technology investments are delivering value. Each of these frameworks serves a different purpose, but together they produce structure, produce flexibility, and they can be used to tailor your organization to business objectives. And now let's look at the organizational structure models. Let's zoom out and look at the shape of the organization and how it's structured to support or perhaps even hinder cybersecurity. There are 3 common models. We have centralized. With centralized, all decisions, policies, and controls are managed by a central authority. It's consistent, standardized, and even easier to govern, but can be slow to adapt at local levels because of red tapes or bureaucracy. And then we have decentralized, in which case each department or business unit has more autonomy. While this encourages agility and localized decision-making, it can lead to fragmented approaches, tool duplication, and communication breakdowns because of its nature of decentralization. Then we have hybrid, which is a balance of both. The governance is centralized to ensure alignment and oversight, while implementation can be handled at the departmental or regional level. Many global organizations choose this model for flexibility without sacrificing visibility. The key here is to ensure the structure supports collaboration, clarity, and speed. Because when an incident happens, structure dictates how fast and how well you can respond. Let's now look at a real-life example. Let's put this whole thing into perspective. Okay, a large global organization operating under a decentralized model suffered a phishing attack. Because the department handled security independently and response was delayed, emails circulated for hours before anyone notified the central security team, and as a result, sensitive client data was exposed. After a very painful post-mortem, the organization shifted to a hybrid structure. A centralized cybersecurity unit now manages strategy and policy and incident response coordination, while departments still remain or retain autonomy over tools and daily operations. The next time a threat emerged, it was escalated in minutes, not hours, and the damage was fully contained. And what is the lesson here? The lesson is that structure matters. It's not just about reporting lines, it's about visibility, about accountability, and the speed of action. Okay, so now we get to the summary. So let's recap what we've learned. Number 1, governance frameworks provide the direction and accountability required for secure decision making. Defining cybersecurity roles improves coordination, efficiency, and response time. And lastly, the way your organization is structured Whether centralized, decentralized, or hybrid, it can significantly affect the visibility, speed, and effectiveness of your cybersecurity program. What are the overall takeaways here? Number one, strong governance aligns cybersecurity with business strategy. Number two, clearly defined roles are essential for ownership, accountability, and collaboration. Frameworks like NIST, ISO 27001, and COBIT they guide decision making and help scale security programs effectively. And finally, organizational structure is not just an HR diagram. It's a critical success factor in every incident response and risk mitigation effort. Great job completing Module 1. Now that you understand the internal mechanics, the structure and roles, it's time to move outward. We're going to go to Module 2, which is Stakeholder Engagement in Cybersecurity Initiatives. Here is the truth. No matter how perfectly structured the organization is, no cybersecurity strategy succeeds without stakeholder buy-in. In this module, we explore how to identify your key internal and external stakeholders. We'll understand their expectations and concerns and learn engagement techniques that move them from passive observers to active participants. So see you there. Thank you.